speaker just joined us. Our speaker just joined us. So let me just immediately introduce to you. So he's none person than Egbemode Abayomi. Please forgive me, sir, if I did not pronounce your name very well. Please forgive me, sir. Please forgive me. So he is a product designer, and please unmute. Bosun, please mute your mic, sir. Okay, so sorry about that. So, like I was saying, our speaker is none other than Egbemode Abayomi, and he's a product designer, and he is boasting experience in brand design, UX research, user experience design, web design, visual design, and graphic design. So he's so good at what he does. Like I always tell people, at Perxels, we really bring the best here. And trust me, he's one of the best. After this class, you can go on LinkedIn and then check him up, see his profile. Then you will know that what I'm saying is very, very valid and correct. Are we together, guys? So please, like I said, just stay focused, pay attention, be observant, follow whatever he is doing. And if you have a question, just quickly just ask your question, but notify me. But there'll be time for questions. You need to allow our speaker talk to us. There'll be time for questions. So, Mr. Abayomi, good evening, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Mr. Abayomi, can you hear me, sir?
Hi, guys. Good evening, everybody. Nice to be
here. Good evening. Yes, sir. Happy Sunday to you, sir.
Happy Sunday to you too.
I hope your day went well, sir.
Very well. Very well. Very well.
Thank you so much once again for accepting our offer to come and teach us. We are really, really grateful. Guys, please, if you are grateful, why not just send in the emojis? Let's show him some love that truly we are happy. Just send the emojis, just send it up. So, sir, we are really, really glad that you have brought out this time to come and educate us, to come and impact us. We are really, really grateful. So, sir, please, sir, the floor is yours. You can take over now, sir.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Let me share my screen while I speak. Give me a minute. Okay. Can you see my screen? So awesome. Okay. So hi, everybody. My name is Egbemode Abayomi. I'm a product designer at MTN NG, and I've been given this awesome opportunity by Perxels, to speak about building and revamp and also reimagine. That's like a live product design challenge. So before I kick off, let me just tell you a brief story about myself. So I'm a man of many, how do I put it? I do various things. So my name is Egbemode Abayomi. I'm a product designer with 4 years experience in UI, UX, and graphic design. And I've had the privilege of working on diverse range of products. So I have a background in medical laboratory science. That's what I studied in school at Backward University for 5 years. And then I followed my passion into, so this is Yomi, the scientist. This is when I was still practicing. So after I did medical laboratory for about 3 years, I then decided to start follow my passion, which is agribusiness. So this is Yomi the farmer while I'm on the farm, and this is now where I am, Yomi the product designer. So I've always had a thing for design. So while I was a farmer, I'm still a farmer, but when I was fully into just my farming, I took out time. I've always liked design, so I was the one just handling all my business page designs and the like, just something I loved doing with Canva, Photoshop and the likes. And then I've heard that it's possible to make a lot of money. And then because I was doing agribusiness, I found out that okay, this is an awesome opportunity. I'm not doing 9 to 5, so when I'm back from my farm, I'm able to take out time to learn UI UX, and that's what has led to Yomi the designer. So quickly, let me get into our topic. So just a brief introduction is, what I want to do in this particular class is I would like to give a story at the end, but I just want to show you personally. This is not like a rule of thumb, but personally, what I do, what goes into my own redesign, or if I want to revamp a particular product. So in this presentation, I'll just show you steps on how to revamp and reimagine an existing product and discover why redesigning product is crucial in today's market. Its impact on fostering creativity and competitiveness. Um, so why do we revamp? So basically, people do it for different reasons and depending on what they're doing it for. But basically, revamping a website just involves improving both the UX and the UI for a better digital experience. So UX, that's just to enhance, the usability and satisfaction of the users. While the UI, to make sure that this particular product, that you're designing as a product designer, has proper visual design and interactivity. So combining UX research and UI design principles aim to deliver, an intuitive, enjoyable, and visually appealing browsing experience, boost user engagement and business goals in the digital realm. So that's basically why we do, why we go into, redesigning an existing product. Just to mention again, just for UX to enhance usability and satisfaction of the users you're designing for, and UI to refine visual design and interactivity. So in my experience, one of the steps I use when coming up with any form of proper redesign is to carry out an heuristics evaluation. So I'm sorry, this might be a little bit of UI and more of UX. So what's the heuristics evaluation? It's also known as heuristics analysis. It's a method of identifying design problems in the user interface, basically. But one of the major things is that the evaluators judge the design against a set of principles and guidelines. So there are 10 different principles that you can use, in writing out some of the issues with a particular website before you even go into designing it at all. So there are 10, there are 10 usability heuristics for user interface design, according to Jacob Nelson. This is one of the very, very, we like call him a respected scholar in the field of product design. The first one is visibility of system status, and that means design should promptly provide users with relevant feedback to keep them informed about system status. So this just basically means that when a user is using a particular product, maybe if maybe there's this particular website or application. So I'm going to use website and application and mobile applications, for this our particular discussion. So maybe there's no network, the person should be able to know that the reason why what is clicking is not moving forward is because of this there's no network. So maybe it brings up a pop-up that says network connection error. Then number two is match between system and real world. So these are the to come again, these are the things you look at on a particular product. When you're trying to do a redesign, you want it to make sense. Apart from it looking very good, you want it to be able to make sense. And these are how some people are able to get gigs. You understand? So when you're able to use this heuristics analysis in finding out some of the faults that are in this particular product, you are able to. So it might not even be sent. You might just find somebody on LinkedIn, go through their website, use the heuristics analysis to analyze their website and give them issues, and then a proper redesign. So okay, so number two is match between system and the real world. So this ensures that you have to ensure that users can understand meaning without having to look up the word definition. So use proper words. So this is one that I've had to use properly at MTN while working on the Momo design, which is like the banking app. You don't want to use other buzzwords that you find on maybe dribble and the likes. You have to use words that if the market too much with your particular application according to who you're building it for, and every Nigerian using the app, they are able to understand those words. User control and freedom. Make sure the exit, for instance, exit is clearly labeled and discoverable. The user should be able to make those decisions themselves and not having, to look around. So it could be the button, making the button more visible, is it red and the likes. Consistency and standards. So don't redesign the wheel. Just follow established industry conventions, how the UI should look, and the likes. Error prevention. So, for instance, you prevent mistakes by removing memory burdens, supporting redo, and warning your users. So, if a user maybe wants to make a payment, there can be a pop-up that comes up and says, "Are you sure you want to make a payment of so amount?" For error prevention. Recognition rather than recall is number 6. So you just reduce the information that users have to remember. You don't have to body them with too many informations. Um, so the 7th one is flexibility and efficiency of use. So you allow for customization, so users can make selections about how they want the product to work. Aesthetics and minimalist design. This is the UI parts. So when I started UI, I was always looking at how the colors could be beautiful. And then sometimes, when you work on a particular product, is in your head is so beautiful and the likes, and then you show. So we have the product owners. Sometimes we have to share with the business analyst, and then they're not really feeling this one that in my head is the most beautiful and it looks very good. But what I found out is they just want it to be usable, simple. It could be black and white. Sometimes if you even give them a wireframe, as long as they are able to say, okay, when they see it, they make payments, they can see payment summary, the payments options. That's what they like. So just keep the content and visual design of the UI focused on the essentials. Help users recognize and diagnose and recover from errors. So you use traditional error messages, visuals, error message visual to, the text should be bold. If it's an error, it should be bold, should be red text, and tell users what went wrong in languages they understand. You have to avoid any form of technical jargons, then help and documentation. So it's best if system doesn't provide any additional explanation. However, it might be necessary to provide documentation to help users understand how to complete the task. So, putting information in some parts, that you feel might be a bit confusing. Frequently asked questions and the likes also suffice. So those are usually the 10 heuristics, usability heuristics analysis I make use of when, I'm coming up with, when I'm looking at a particular product before working on any form of redesign. So well, after this, so I'm back to showing some of the steps I make use of when I'm doing any form of heuristics evaluation. So before I dive into any redesign process, it's crucial to conduct a UX heuristics analysis. This helps us to evaluate the product's current usability. So if I'm looking at a particular product, I'll look at how usable it is against the established principles and standards. And by doing so, I will now gain insight into usability issues and areas for improvement. So this is a really very good step, even before coming to a particular redesign. And this analysis will now serve as a foundation for my redesign efforts, guiding me in creating a product that not only looks good, but also provides a seamless and intuitive UX experience. So the framework I take, especially when I'm doing any form of serious redesign, is to carry out if I'm called to explain why I did this design, I'm not just like it's because it's not very beautiful. I'm able to tell you some of these heuristic points and tell you why this should be better. So the first step, like I just said before, is understanding the current product. So before we begin the design process, it's essential to thoroughly understand the strength and the weakness of the current product. So sometimes, mostly, the product that you're looking at has some strengths, and then you're able to get down some of the weaknesses, and then to achieve this, conduct heuristics analysis, which involves evaluating the product. So this analysis will just help us identify any violation of UX principles, areas where the product falls short in providing an optimal user experience. And when you pinpoint this issue, you can now provide improvements that make sense. So if you take maybe a website from let me say MTN, Glo, Airtel, or whatever the case may be, and when you look at it, you can say, okay, the reason why you're doing this particular, and maybe you do a redesign, you can even send an email to any of these particular companies that you're looking at that after carrying out this analysis, these are the things that can help improve. So the first thing is understanding the current product even before you take any step. The second step I take is, I just set a design objective. Usually, insight from heuristics analysis, shape our design objective. And usually it's just to make sure that the product you're using, you're improving the usability and accessibility, and also the user interface and also user satisfaction. And this ensures that our design prioritizes uh, our redesign prioritizes align closely with the need of our users, resulting in a more effective product. So usually the design objective I usually just set is making it look good, good user interface, and also very usable. And then you just carry out some form of research. So usually I just look at how the form of research is depending on what I'm looking at. Mostly it's just to do a desk research, looking at how other people do their products. So let me see if I can show you one of the things I do that I think users, if you are doing a particular research, maybe anybody you're doing it for will really appreciate is I use this website called SimilarWeb, and I think it's very helpful, where you can get statistics of that particular website that you are looking at. So for instance, so I just searched for AliExpress. You can even compare two websites. So one of the things I can look at is, after doing that usability heuristics analysis, is to come you just try and look at global rank, if it's going up, the bounce rate especially. So bounce rate is just the average percentage of visitors who only view just one page before leaving the website, right? So I will just look at, okay, this bounce rate is a bit high. So that also guides me, maybe if I'm bringing out my presentation for the person I'm doing the heuristics analysis, or if I'm just doing it, trying to get a gig or work for a particular company, you're able to just take some of these statistics, the pages per visit, the amount of pages people look at. So you're able to narrow down, okay, if you do a particular redesign, now you can say the particular bounce rate as at now is this and this. Where we can make it usable by making this and this particular changes, we'll be able, to increase the bounce rate, the pages per visit. This is at the average visit duration, right? So maybe I could share this once I'm done presenting. SimilarWeb is what I use very much. So you're able to see last month changes, you're able to see different statistics and the likes, gender distribution, every form of statistics. So I really like this website. I mean, doing maybe just a desk research without having to put out flyers and the like, put out questionnaires and the likes out. Yeah, so I felt I should share that. Let me go back to my presentation, and then where you can get inspirations. So after we're done with that, then you now do ideation and concept development. So during this ideation phase, you just brainstorm design concepts, specifically targeting the UX issues uncovered in this heuristics analysis. And then our priority, basically to develop solutions that align with UX principles. So that's where you could just come up with, wireframes and how you want this new product to look like based on what you know now from the heuristics analysis. And now, this is the part I love the most, my design implementation. So throughout the implementation processes, we ensured consistency, with UX principles, incorporating design changes in that they identify disability issues, right? So next is, testing and evaluation. So after you're done with this particular project, you could just call, so sometimes what I do is I just call 5 designers or 5 random people, depending on how you want the participants to be, to just test the product to see if it makes sense. And then if you're in a company and you do this for a company, you're able to do usability studies. So I've been opportunity at MTN to do various usability studies. So okay, so this is, for instance, so when they gave me this, I was like, okay, I'm working on a particular product at the moment, and this is what I'm to redesign. So I just looked at this. So this is more of a UI issue when redesigning. I saw that the text, use our diverse, it is not very readable, not very legible. Multiple colors that don't even align with the product primary colors or secondary colors. And let me share maybe a particular redesign I'm working on now. So this is what I'm working on now. So the aim is I just what I've been able to do so far after coming up with a wireframe is center this particular top navigation, input all the information and everything are together. They are not very scattered like it is here. Um, Putting that together just to show that because they are trying to sell this particular APIs and the likes to different companies. I'm just trying to, so I'm still working on this particular part where I'm just trying to let you know that any part of the world you are, see the color of the company, you are able to get that. And similar to this featured API, I tried to make it very catchy. So I just made something very techy, location APIs, payment APIs, and identify APIs. So this is just one I'm working on that I didn't really need to do very, very deep heuristics analysis on. So I just want to share a short story and how I use heuristics analysis, to secure my job at MTN. So this method was what actually got me, my job at MTN Nigeria. Okay, so let me share. So I mean, this was sometime last year. Sometime last year, you're right. So I'm a big fan of telling people to always post yourself, always post your designs, put yourself out there. I'm a very, very big evangelist when it comes to putting yourself out there, because I've been my gigs, my jobs have always come from this. So this was the time I was still learning. I'm somebody who put myself out there so that even when you go back to my Twitter, you're able to see my growth from where I started and the new post I'm putting, the progress I've made. So it was just, one beautiful day. I just got, a text on my LinkedIn and somebody said, hi, there's somebody who has seen your work on Twitter. And it feels like, he said that he can hit his chest at any time. He does, I mean, I never knew this person at that time. And he said he could beat his chest and say that this guy, once he's given this particular thing, is going to do it. All right. So one of the vendors at MTN called Amsha Heights reached out to me. And then they said they wanted me to, carry out an MTN UX audit. I mean, I was scared to death at that time because they wanted it to be done in, I think, 24 hours. So, right. But because I'd studied and I knew how to use this heuristics analysis, as I've done for a particular product, it was helpful. So this is, in fact, what I shared to some of the execs at MTN before I got in. So they wanted me to. So usually, when you want to carry out some redesigns or see some issues with the website before redesigning, sometimes if I just want to take a particular flow, like why is there a drop off? So when I go to that website and I see the statistics, I'll be like, why is there a drop off at the checkout? Why are people dropping off? So that was one of the things I was trying to do for MTN. Why are people dropping off at this particular? Why is the journey recharge and data a bit extensive? So that was what I went in there to do. And this is the presentation I came up and I would like to also share with everyone here. So this was a UX audit I did for the application at that time. So I told them that, okay, the challenge was the app faced usability issues recently, and I learned through these 3 UX processes. So the first thing I told them I wanted to do was the heuristics analysis, then my redesign and process, and also a research plan. Just those steps I've shown you not too long ago. So I just explained to them what the heuristics analysis was, so that they understand the step I'm trying to take in helping them solve this problem. So I just told them it's just to evaluate user interface design issues, and the likes. So I told them, what I did was to put a screenshot of the existing app, and after the heuristics analysis, so I said this is the sign-in page, users are more comfortable and used to in this country, in Nigeria, with the the phone number being up, and these ones are usually secondary, and they're usually not very big on most of the applications we use. So I pointed that out, OTP verification. I'm like, a lot of people drop off when they're doing any form of OTP verification to log in at every time. Sometimes I told them, I'm also a user and I have a MiFi. So that means if I want to log into the app, I have to remove the SIM from the MiFi to get OTP and the likes. I also give them some things about the homepage, promotion, and I told them the promotion and advertisement section should be visible. That is the one that is down here. So I give them the option that it should be visible, as users are used to, those banners and the likes being up. So I also shared with them some people that did that. Users are more used to, WhatsApp stories, Instagram stories. Those kind of banners are always at the top. So I give them reasons as to why it could also be up. Buy bundles. I said, they are so the text are scattered, buy for others, buy again, everything are in different places. We could do better with that. Purchase successful screen. When I went through the journey, I also put a screenshot telling them that this is too much for the user. The information is just too much, right? We should try and reduce, this particular information. The airtime recharge also, there's so many space and everything is at the top. The input field for the airtime amount is too small, so this is where you put it. So I told them, and it can be difficult to locate, right? So I now told them, okay, my redesign and my process, I now did so from my Dex research. I found out that this is the amount of people that use the MTN. 70 million subscribers as of 2021 at MTN. And those under 35 years old make up a significant portion of the country's population. I just wanted to, because I didn't have the real insight at that time about the user demographics, right? So I now give them a user persona that, okay, I'm trying to design this app for, so we are trying to think that for this persona. So I don't think this one is updated. So I did for two, somebody who is older and somebody who is younger. So just our normal user persona. So my assumption and the use case. And then I showed them, competitors analysis. I checked Airtel and Glow. So even before I started redesign, I was able to look at how other people did theirs before even going into my own particular one. And then I did some sketches of how I would like the designs to look like, rough sketches. So just imagine this process of trying to do your own redesign and you are focusing on the UX. If you even send this document to that particular company, they are able to see what you are saying, that okay, some research was put into this particular thing even before the redesign. And then I just give them this option at that time, this is how people should put the phone number and then sign in. The OTP should be very clear and all this one should be secondary. So I told them, okay, instead of using OTP every time, we could just enable biometric access, the phones that are able to use fingerprint, maintain fingerprint, face scan, like iPhone, they are able to continue with the face scan. Setting your PIN code throughout the journey also was one I prioritized. And then at that time, I told them that, if we're able to bring up some of the banners, that they are publishing that, we could not see at the bottom, that would be good. Even the bottom navigation, I gave the option that we should, make it very relatable to other applications, because this particular app is being used by every age. And then, you don't want to design like you're designing for only the Gen Z. And, different options. I told them for users to be able to know that they're running out of airtime, written in red. And also for that buy bundles, I said, okay, we can categorize this cleanly so that users can understand. So I said, instead of to make the journey short, we could put my favorite. So you now have the option to save a particular bundle without having to go into a long journey, and also the buy again. All this can be done in one page with this segmented bar instead of making that a long journey. Making everything that's together categorized was also something I worked on. So at that time, I said, okay, we could also add, a favorite plan like this. So users are able to see, their favorite plans. So that when you save it as a favorite plan, when you come here, the journey is a breeze. I also told them that if they're able to, pay with bank without having to, go through an in-browser experience, that will make the journey also very good. And the payment success screen too, I reduced the information, saying the successful transaction ID, the amount, clean, and very understandable. So that was, after heuristics analysis, I gave them the reasons why it should change, and I showed them how it will look like if it changes. So the airtime recharge page too, making it very clear where you put the airtime bold. And then I now told them that once given if they accept this and once given the opportunity, I will now carry out a proper usability testing, which I later did when they employed me, right? So I told them I'll carry out the usability analysis with their customers, but I wanted them to segment it in two ways. I wanted tech savvy um customers that I've not used. So well, I was going to so what was going to happen, I was going to prototype this on Figma, and then do usability testing where I give them this particular application, just Figma. I'll share and I'll tell them to walk through a journey. So that's how usability testings are done. So that's what I did after I got in there. So at that time when I sent this, so you just you could just before you after you're redesigning and maybe you want to share, you just tell them that that's not all with all the design process. After that, you want to carry out a research plan, I mean, they are able to see that, okay, you're really interested, and then they can bring you in. And that was it. That was it with that I shared. So I was just trying to show you. And when they saw this, they loved it. Immediately, I was the happiest man at that point. So when I shared it, shared it with some of the execs at that time, and they liked it, and they told me, okay. So then at that time I started understanding the business rules as to why they make some certain decisions, and they said that, okay, we did this because of this. Why don't you make this change and have another meeting? And I already by the third time they were like, wow, we like what you have done, we like what you're doing, and we like to bring you in. So that's how I got my job. So this heuristics analysis was how I got my job at MTN. So that's a short story about how this helped me secure my job at MTN. And I think I'm done. Thank you for listening, to my small TED talk. Uh, Thank you, everybody. So, I'm able to take in questions now, or if there's any form of clarifications that should be needed, or some form of enlightenment on any other topic. Yeah, thank you again, everybody.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Wow, this your story inspired us. Thank you so
Thank
much. Okay, so the Solar MTN app that we're using now, you played a key role in making it look the way it is. Thank you for making it accessible for us. Thank you, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for finishing our data.
Don't worry, we won't. We won't.
Uh,
Yeah,
so,
right.
is there any questions? Please ask your questions now. Ask your questions now. Okay, I think Lily Kayode just sent a message in the income message. She said, "Is there a general standard for? Is there a general standard and design principle?"
A general standard and design principle. So there are standards. So what I really took everybody through, because I know a lot of people, when I started, I just loved the UI, just get something and just redesign as long as it looks good. But why I took everyone through the UX was to understand. I want maybe moving forward, when they see a particular product, they're able to look at it and analyze it properly using UX. So with users in mind, is why you're going into this particular redesign that you're trying to embark on. And so for UI, we have different principles, proper UI principles that you follow when doing UI designs, colors, text, how the buttons should be, and the likes. Very standard principles, right? And then the part I've taken you through is UX. And that is, using heuristics analysis by Jacob Nelson, to be able to find where users are finding fault while trying to carry out this particular redesign. Before going into the redesign, and that is some of the some of the steps I've shown earlier. This particular 10 usability heuristics, 10 usability heuristics for user interface design are the steps that you should carry out properly when trying to do a redesign. So this is part of UX is for redesign. That's why I've been able to share that. So UI has its own principles. UX also has its own principles. And when you're trying to look at you're trying to do a redesign, you want to see the issues that is leading to that particular redesign, and that's where this heuristics analysis comes in. Right. Thank you.
Okay, Sunday Shola, go ahead with your message. Thank you very much, sir. Sunday, go ahead with your message. With your question, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening.
Sorry for wasting your time. When I had go ahead with your message, I wanted to start typing. Sorry. But okay, my question is the heuristic analysis. Is it like a framework? We have the disco design thinking framework. So we have different frameworks to approach a design. So when we are talking about a design now, this heuristic analysis, is it like a framework on its own that has particular steps and patterns to follow to get what you want out of a redesign process?
Okay, awesome question. So the foundation for the UI UX are very okay, I would say very, so there are basic principles to follow for UI. So that would be, colors, how the colors, how the text should be, things like how the buttons should be, and other principles that falls under it, like, if a button is rounded, it's more playful, why you should use some particular colors, maybe why you should use blue. Those UI principles are there. They will always remain there as the foundation. The UX also, the design thinking, empathize, and the likes are also the foundation. And then with that foundation is where we now carry out this heuristics evaluation. With that in mind, the heuristics evaluation does deal a lot with the UX of what you are trying to solve. You know, so they are just so let me just go back to some of them. So error prevention, if a user is about to make a payment for something, it should be like a pop-up that should tell you, are you sure you want to? If you want to delete, you bring up, are you sure you want to? So that aspect of UX is what you analyze on the particular product to be able to get the usability issues with that product that you are trying to redesign. So these are just guidelines that you use before carrying out the UI before carrying out the redesign. But the foundation will always remain the basic UI and the basic UX, and then we build up these other ones on top of it. Does that answer your question?
Okay, Shola, have you been answered now? Are you okay now with the answer I gave, Shola?
Yeah, I'm okay now. I'm okay now. I understand the answer I gave. I just wanted to understand because it wasn't clear to me. Maybe it's my own bad. I joined the class maybe like 5 minutes late. So I didn't follow him from the beginning. You
Oh, no.
understand? So I was just trying to understand if it's a framework on its own or if it's just something that to complement existing frameworks and make us understand how we can better the redesign. But I'm better now. Thank you.
All right. So don't worry, I'll share the slide. I'll share it with the Excel manager. In case anyone is interested. I'm going to go back to looking at it.
Yes, sir. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. Because honestly, this your slide, it's it's powerful and it's loaded. So thank you. We really love to get it so I can send it to the students. Okay. Also, sir, Elizabeth has a question. She asked, how about the app maintenance? Do you do maintenance on the app weekly or monthly, or is not necessary? That's the question she asked, sir.
So I just want to get some clarifications. Maintenance, like it's not very clear. Maintaining the app after you do a redesign, or so if she's looking at the technical aspect of maintenance. So our own side as product designers is making sure the app has a very good UI, user interface, um, visually appealing, and then very usable. So if a 16-year-old should pick it up and if 55, they should be able to understand clear information, get understand these buttons, understand hierarchy, everything, all those things are in place. That's where our job really stands. And then we need to have handshake between the developers. But if it comes to the technical part of maintaining maybe the website or the application, and that's where the developers actually come in. They're the ones that maintain it against bugs and the like. So I don't know if that's what she's trying to understand.
All right, thank you, sir. I think Shola also had another question again before I proceed to Judas' question.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you. So please, I don't know, but my question is kind of not. I don't know if I'm dragging us away from the topic, but because of the slides you shared and your experience you have shared, I want you to
Right.
just maybe give us an outline of what our focus should be on as maybe newbies in the industries that are trying to get the attentions of recruiters. what do you focus on designing? What aspects do you focus on that can easily attract? Because you talked about social media posting, and I learned a lot from it. But what areas do you focus? Do you focus more on website designs, on application design, on redesigning, or on creating new designs, or just exploring the industry? What area can you advise us to focus on in our job search or in trying to build a portfolio to attract recruiters?
Yes. Okay. So there's no rule of thumb. Some people, some people after they do a boot camp of 3 months, they get a job instantly. Some other people, 1 year into it, somebody like me at that time, I was just applying for lots of jobs at that time. One time can't reach. After plenty rejection mail, I said, okay, I'm not going to do any form of application. Rejection mail choke. And I said what I was going to do, because I knew at that time that my UI was good to very good, was really good to an extent. I was going to post myself, and this happened in I think one particular December. That day I said I was going to do like a 30-day UI challenge where I'll post myself. So that's how I was able to do it. So I was putting myself back to back. So I gained a lot of followers. And then when you gain a lot of followers that like what you do, you even get gigs through that. I got lots of gigs through that. You even get how do I call it? Different. So as long as you're getting more followers, you're getting more retweets, you are becoming more visible in the ecosystem, right? So that's what worked for me. While I was, just posting myself and people started seeing me, was where. So if you followed my story, somebody was like, he can beat his chest that if this boy comes in, he's going to solve all these problems, right? I never knew this person, but now I know him. It's my good friend. It was just somebody who was following me on Twitter and was seeing my posts back to back that period. Right, that was what worked for me. Other people can have different methods, right? So me, I was just what I was doing. I was posting on LinkedIn, I was posting on Behance, I was posting on Twitter, consistently. We are talking about. So I was doing websites. I was designing website dashboards and a lot of mobile, designs. I put them in a very nice mock-up, and I just do like 3 screens every night. So I can do like a fintech. I'll say I could just put it at a fintech application that allows to trade. Maybe what I've designed in the 3 screens about trading, or beautiful welcome page. So I just put it. I just say beautiful. Check out my latest post on a beautiful fintech application called, I can give it any name that allows users to do. So you just get more visibility. Like that's what worked for me, and that's what I'm able to share. Other people, some people, how they've gotten jobs is, so imagine, now now I'm with my experience over the years. Now I'm able to, I can carry out this form of heuristics analysis of I can just look for a startup in United States, well documented like this. After doing everything, I can send it to I check out the HR on LinkedIn, and I send that. I can send it to the head of design in the company. Yeah, you are able to also do that. You're coming in with an option to be able to solve a problem, right? You can even tell them that maybe the first you just want to be able to work with them. So people did. There was a time that a lot of people were doing cold emails and got beautiful offers from that. So there are different ways, right? But for me, after that plenty rejection, I told myself that I'm going to get visibility. People are going to see my work, and I would like to be called. When you see my work, you call me, that come and work for me, and that worked for me. Yes.
Wow, that's a good one. So in essence, what you said is, I think this last part sort of caught my attention. You like do analytics on a current product, and then find the fault, and then prefer solutions, and then reach
Solutions.
out to HR that this
Yes.
is how you can solve this their shortfall. Wow, is that
Right.
what you mean, said, sir?
Yes, that's what I said. So that's why I
Wow.
said at the moment. Yeah. So you're just coming to show that you can provide a solution, not somebody who's just asking for help, right? You're telling them that you could just, if you do this, you're able to help them. So that's why I put up that form of research. I'll show them. So you're showing them statistics. You're not just bringing figures. I'll say the bounce rates, people that come to the website and leave is, 70%. That's not good. But if we're able to solve these user issues, we should, after solving users the user experience issues, we should be able to, reduce that bounce rate maybe from 80 to 60 in the first 3 months. You just give them the statistics and they know, okay, they are bringing you and then they don't even know maybe you're a newbie or you have experience. They just think you're good at this thing you're doing. Yeah, so that's also another way you're able to do it. There are different ways, but those are the 3 ways. But for the one that worked for me was I was posting myself like crazy.
Okay, all right, sir. That's very good, sir. Also, and before we proceed, we have a question here from Judah Akombi. He said, "Hello, sir. Thank you very much. And what's your advice for new UX designers? What do you think they should do more or focused on most, sir?"
So so when I started learning, I really liked that when I was doing graphic and somebody was like, "Lomi, your graphic designs are good. They're just doing it for fun for your fun. If you learn UI UX, you'll make plenty money." That's when I knew, okay. So what I did was when I joined was I followed lots of people on Twitter who at that time were sharing knowledge. So I knew that I wanted to learn UI, how proper UI should be. Because this is not like graphic design where you have that total creative freedom, the design principles you follow. I know there are design principles you follow in graphic, but also product design is a bit strict. So I knew I wanted to learn that. So I read a lot of books. So I can't lie, I was learning like my life depended on it at that time. So I mean, there were times I was spending at least maybe for like 3 months, I was spending like 10 hours learning this particular stuff. So I was when I was on Twitter, people would drop links to case studies, people would drop links to Medium, right? I was able to, learn and read lots of stuff. Like my life depended on it. I'm a farmer, and then I had time. When you come from the farm, I have enough time, right? So that was how I was able to, take out time to be able to learn. You will learn the UI. There are books you can read, right? There are lots of books I read at that time. Understanding proper UI, and also for UX, heuristics analysis. I learned it from one. And then one other thing that really helped me, YouTube, right? So if I want to learn colors, I'll just put colors, Figma, UI, UX. You will get somebody that will be able to teach you colors, how to go navigate it around Figma. You're able to learn a lot of things on your own. So what I did was I did just one boot camp. Lady Kachi, at that time she was the one who taught us. Then after then, because I just really like learning at my own pace, that color that they might take, a few months to learn. I can sit down for 1 week with hours trying to understand it, how to mix colors, primary, secondary colors, and the like. So YouTube videos are very helpful. Books, articles also were very helpful for me. And then most importantly, I now got I got myself an accountability partner. I don't know if anyone is very familiar with Twitter. People that really know Twitter ecosystem. I know his name is Smart of UX. That was the person, that that's my accountability partner. We're always on our neck to get ourselves better. It's really good. When you get somebody who is as hungry as you are, it's also very good. So those are ways I know you can do it. Where you learn like crazy. But the beautiful thing is that when you're seeing your improvements and people are like, wow. In fact, when I got what I was doing in less than 1 year, a lot of people were shocked that I was just months in. So if you just put in enough time and hours into it, trust me, you won't just believe it, but you just get good at it. Yeah, so does that answer your question?
Okay, sir, wait. To be clear, you said most time you spend up to 10 hours in a day for weeks practicing. I did not get that like 10 hours, sir.
Okay, so what I did was my brother stays in Ghana, right? And I knew I didn't have electricity in Nigeria, and I had a farm manager. So I went to Ghana just to learn this, where they had 24 hours
Wait,
electricity. So I
wow.
was putting in that amount of hours, sometimes more. I wasn't sleeping. I was enjoying it. So I always tell people, because I just did graphic for fun, I enjoy this. Right. So I'm sitting down looking at how somebody's doing something that is mind-blowing. Sometimes when I have creative block and I'm tired and exhausted, the process of learning is just sit down and watch people design. I don't design, I don't read, I just look at how they are doing it. Then it allows you, to understand Figma as a tool itself. So I put in that much hours. I mean, I went to Ghana to be able to have proper learning of these things, and it paid off. So
So,
consistency is really, really, really key too. So you don't forget what you've learned.
so we can see that it's paid off. It's really showing that it has paid off. We can see. We can see. Okay, I have a question, but let me quickly read out of Abraham. Abraham is asked the question. He said, are you making more money with UI, UX? Are you happy with the financial returns? That's
Ah,
what Abraham is asking.
my brother, when so there was just post yourself, man. So there was one. Yeah, yeah. The long story is yes, you make very good money, but you will continue to progress. So right now, I think my UI and UX is good to a certain level. Now I'm learning, Webflow. I want to be able to design and also build what I've designed, right? So I'm trying to make payments for some courses where I'm able to learn some basic, JavaScript. The goal is to progress. But trust me, you can make a lot of money. Especially when you get foreign clients, you make dollars or pounds, you convert them to naira. You say people don't say something touch your account. Then
Wow. Okay,
there you go.
Judah has another question. He said, quick one, sir. Where do you see this industry, UI, UX, in the next decade? I think he wants to be sure he's on the right path to know whether he has joined the moving train. So, so where do you see the industry, the UI, UX industry in the next decade, sir?
So I think it's going to remain. So a lot of people are really bothered about AI. But I remember watching, CNN not too long ago, and the owner of Nvidia, I think they're the ones selling the most. I've forgotten some API for AI or something like that. And he said that a lot of people are scared that people are saying AI is going to take over jobs. But he said no, AI won't. But people who know how to use AI as a tool in their industry are the ones that are going to take most of the jobs, right? So AI can't, they can't AI. So when you're looking at I think the design thinking process, empathize, they are not able to do some of those things that are very necessary. So empathize, understand how the user feels, and that can also translate in your design. You're not able to do it. So the thing is, you have to just continue to grow, right? You have to. So if there is another tool now that is not Figma, you have to continue to grow. How to use AI to help assist your designs also plays a very, very good role. So yeah, honestly, you're on the right path, but you have to continue to grow. You have to continue to grow, continue to learn, new tools, new so many new things that can help enhance your UI UX. And also if there are tools that can help if there are AI tools that can help with your product design also, when you learn it, you are the one that is still in control of maybe the design in your team or whatever the case may be. So you're on the right path. You're on the right path.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir. Because I think there's really been a, would I call it more of a conflict as regards this AI issue and integration. But the parts you brought up, the empathy, I don't think
Mhm.
AI can handle that, which is what really sets humans apart. So
Apart.
it's a good one. So thank you, sir. And also, Sophia Atlawa, your hand is raised up. You can ask your question now.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Sophia. Good evening.
Good evening. All right, so thank you for your presentation and everything. So I joined late, maybe because of my network or something. But there's a question I want to ask, and I've been asking this question, but maybe because I've not been able to make a move or something. So now, if I want to look for a mentor that will actually be like that will I know that most mentors are not really what let's call it, they are not available all the time when you need them, but how do you make a move, how do you approach them so that in a way that they can listen to you, they can be there for you anytime you need them? How do you do the strategy, Sha?
Okay, when it comes to mentoring, so I was when I started, I was beefing a lot of people who I thought could be mentors, but now I'm able to understand that they have a lot to do. So the basic thing is mentors don't feel like they don't want anybody that they have to be around, somebody that they have to. So usually when I always reached out to people, I'll be like, I don't need any, I just needed somebody to point me in the direction, right? You know what I mean? Learn color, learn typography, learn buttons, learn all those things that I can now come back at the end of the week to say these are the things I've learned. Mentors don't want basically, in my experience, people that they have to be around. You could just meet up somebody who is looking, who is accepting, to mentor you, and just tell him that you just want to know the right path. You want him to be able to give you things to do. At some point, maybe you're now getting to the stage of, he can give you things to redesign and the likes.
Like what
Yeah,
are
but
the
okay, I'm with him.
one? Like I don't understand. I really want to know.
Come again, I didn't get him. Hello.
How that people to
I'm not hearing that clearly. Am I the only one?
No, you okay, but so and what happens is just drop your question in the message section. We are having issues hearing you, so I can read it out for you. But so did you get that? Okay, why do you wait for her to okay? Why we wait for her to respond? So, sir, I have a question as regards the bounce rate. So, in essence, the lower, let's assume now that you like you mentioned, I think similar web or thereabout that you use
Right.
as
Yes.
an analysis
Yes.
and to measure the difference. I think you brought up an issue whereby to know how many users log off at the first page, and you
Yes.
mentioned this bounce rate. Please, can you please explain more or throw more light on what this bounce rate is all about, sir?
So this is you can see my screen. This bounce rate says 39% of the people who come to the website. The bounce rate for this particular website is 39.43%. So the average percentage of this is so the bounce rate is the average percentage of visitors who view only one page before leaving the website, right? So if it's going to be like um a place where you're selling products, like AliExpress, Konga, and the likes, if people are coming, just 39% of people that come don't even go and check products before they leave, there's something wrong as to why they're not even clicking on searching for maybe a cream or something that catches their eye, right? That tells you, that there's an issue as to why people are leaving the website when they just come to the homepage and leave. So the bounce rate is just the percentage of visitors who view only one page before leaving the website. They don't even explore other pages. So that's what bounce rate is.
Okay, so in essence, if you analyze the website, so the higher the bounce rate, so it tells you the higher the bounce rate will determine the more problem the site has. Is it
Exactly.
about correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So Bosun, you've not written your question, or can you try speaking now if we can hear you?
Let me share this. So you could.
Okay, thank you, sir. Guys, as you can see, he's dropping the link for what he just showed us. So feel free to copy it so you can use it also on your own end. Bosu, can you hear us? Bosu? Okay, I think she's having a network issue. So in essence, that heuristic analysis is like the first stage or like the most important phase when it has to redesigning a product, because like you mentioned, for somebody to want to redesign a product, that means there is currently a problem
A
with
problem.
the product.
Exactly. Exactly. Not just designing, for designing's sake. So that's why I didn't really, stick to the UI. I didn't just go straight to UI design of how it should look. I tried to I wanted people to understand that okay, when you design there's a problem and you are actually trying to solve a problem. And then when you understand the problem, you're able to put out quality UI.
Okay, all right. Okay, now I get it. So, guys, please, are there any other questions? Anybody has any question that he or she wants to ask? Any questions so far? Bosu, you're still waiting for you. You're yet to. Okay, Fudurat has a question. So, Fudurat, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thank you for the session so far. I actually asked my question in the message chat because of my network, but I guess you did not see it. So let me just hurry up and ask. So I would like to ask, if we are trying to reach out to recruiters, like you explained earlier, if we want to go through sending cold email routes, and let's say we are searching for leads on maybe LinkedIn, how do we know maybe like startups that will need that will need us? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Can you hear me? Fudorant.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. So usually, I've not somebody who really tried out
Oh, my
cold emails.
network.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm not somebody who really tried out cold emails, right? But there was a time that I can't just get the thread. There was a time that there was a thread on how to do it properly by one developer at that time, and I knew that if you wanted to do that, some people, a lot of people at that point tried out LinkedIn Premium, so they are able to see companies that are searching for UI UX designers. Um, or I've forgotten, there's a way they search it, there's a way they search for. I can't honestly remember. It's not a route I really use. Some people also with LinkedIn Premium, you're able to. They were checking tech stars, people that just receive fundings, right? Some people also at that time when a lot of people were trying it, were just like they wanted to just do some form of internship. They really didn't want to. They will tell you that okay, they know what they will bring to the table, but maybe for the next 6 months, was just not, it was going to be without pay. They just wanted to have the opportunity to learn with a proper team and understand what they did in that company and grow. Some people got jobs like that, and then they graduated. At that time, I tried it. I think there was one person that actually reached out back. So I just composed the message and sent to the CEO at that time that I'm a product designer and I can see that in the company they just have one. I would like to intern, even though it's going to be pro bono for the first, how many months he wants. But that one reached out, we did a little interview, and he liked, when he went through some of the stuff I'd done, he liked what he saw, and then said he will reach back. But he never reached back. Right. So I don't really have, very confirmed route on cold emails. Just some of the things I've tried is what I've shared so far.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Any more questions from anybody? Any more questions? Fudurat, are you clear now?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
Any other questions so far? Any question? Okay, in the advent of Adeoye Fisayo, please ask your question. Ask your question, Fisayo.
So it's not a question. So I just want to remember to drop the what you call the PDF for the what.
Fisayo,
Yeah,
no worry.
I want to remind him.
No
All right,
problem, no problem,
all
no
right.
problem. Wow. Okay, in the advent of no questions, guys, please join me as we say a very big thank you to Mr. Abayomi, the at least the man responsible for what we are enjoying now on NTN app. Please just keep it up. Say a big thank you, sir. Thank you very much for bringing out time. Thank you so very much. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you. We are really, we have learned a lot. At least that bounce rate analytics, I think we have learned a lot that is not, you don't just jump into designing or replicating or trying to make it better. There are some things to do. We are really grateful. And sir, please, I want to also beg you, please do not forget to, I think I will remind you again this night. So please send me the slide so that I can be able to share it with the students. You have seen that somebody just raised up his hand just to make sure that the slides get to him. So, sir, please, thank you. A very big thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I really appreciate everything. All
Thank you.
right, it's nice to be here. Maybe
All right.
I'll be back some other time.
Yeah, as I was looking forward to getting you again. We definitely need to have you back. Wow, wow, wow.
All
Thank you
right,
so
no
much.
problem. All right, everybody.
All
Have a
right, sir.
nice night.
You too, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, so all right, guys, please do well to reach out to me. And if you have my WhatsApp, if you're in the Slack channel, you do well to reach out to me, DM me so that you can get the slides. Do so I can get the slides of this message. Do well. And also, Emotion Chime is the first person, like I said before, you want a gift airtime. So please do well to reach out to me for your airtime. Also, Abraham Eze, Judah Akombi, who else again? Elizabeth. I think we have a tie. Sunday Shola, very important. I think we have a tie between Lily, Fudurat, and Adetunji Faith. So please, if you heard your name, please do it to reach out to me. If you have my number, reach out to me via my DM, or you can write to me at perxelsmanager@gmail.com. Or better still, come to Instagram, type Perxels. If I mention my name, reach out to me. Because like I said earlier on, first person that came is going to get a gift airtime. Now for participation, asking questions, you get a gift airtime. So please do well to reach out to me. Thank you very much, all of you, for coming. Thank you, thank you. And please reach out to me so you can get the slides. Because
Taxi, I've sent you a message already. Oh.
no problem. I've seen your message. I've seen your message. As soon as the slide gets to me, I'm going to forward it to each and every one of you. And also for some of you that also missed the last years on prototyping, if you also need that slide, do well to reach out to me. Sonari, I need to give you that slide. Do well to reach out to me so I can push that slide to you. My phone is just banging now, a lot of messages. No problem. I'm going to send it to you. So thank you once again, guys. And please do well. By tomorrow, the video of this session will be out. So you can always go back to revisit the video again on our YouTube page. So do well to comment and then engage. Are we together, guys? So thank you once again for coming. And if I mention your name, okay, Oni is Lily Kolade, Sunday Shola, Elizabeth Asu, Adetunji Fetia, Emotion Chime, Abraham Eze, Judah Akambi, and Fudorat. Please do well to reach out to me. Are we together? So, and any question?
Wanted to ask, like, I don't think I have your WhatsApp number. How can we do a reach you
Okay,
via WhatsApp?
send me a mail at perxelsmanager@gmail.com. I'm typing it now. So you can reach out to me, send me a mail, and I will attend to you. Or better still, go to Instagram, search for Perxels, and then just tell me the reason why you're chatting me up. Then I'll get back to you. I'm already getting messages, a lot of messages on WhatsApp, the slides. I will attend to all of that. Are we together? Okay, I'm posting my WhatsApp number now so others can see it also. So just reach out to me, perxelsmanager@gmail.com, or go to Instagram, search for Perxels, and then send a DM. Samuel, your hand is up.
Yeah, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I just want to ask for your opinion about something because and all these policemen, they are really disturbing. When I'm coming, is it not yesterday from work when I want to present this thing? So they are
Okay.
disturbing. What about my ID card? And I don't even know. I was just telling them that I just started this work.
Okay, so what will
I
happen,
want
Samuel?
maybe we will need some means of identification. I don't know.
Okay, what will happen is